I mean, I forgot to unmute. Yeah, exactly. Welcome everybody to Skeptalk Live, episode number 56. We've got a full cast going today. Let's get everything going up. I see Practical Surrealist. I see Chat TV. I see Mr. Redbeard. Excellent. Thank you guys for joining us. With me today are some new faces. Tom. Tom, how you doing tonight?
Pretty great. Pretty great.
Excellent. Tom has been a longtime viewer of the show and said that he was always interested in being a guest host. And when I put out an all call today in one of the social medias that I frequent, he was here. Ramo says he's also here in the chat. Excellent. Welcome to the show, Ramo. Wes, welcome back.
What up?
That damn microphone button, always there. Oh, I see why. 6
I was
months.
busy.
Thank you very much for those 6 months of support. You like that? Dude, you like that Illuminati Trap remix there? Also joining us today, we have Jacob. Jacob, how you doing? Oh my gosh! 5 months from Chatta TV. Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again, Chatta. Jacob, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Oh no! A third one in a row! There we go. Hey, Mr. Cicada, thank you very much. Oh, well, apparently it's time. Because, hold on just a second.
Subtrain, baby. Subtrain. There it is.
Jacob, sorry your face gets covered up during that. That's just how it goes. But, but Jacob, how you doing tonight? Maybe?
Did Jacob die?
Can you hear us? Well, Jacob's going a little slow there.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I think he's back. I think he's back. There he is.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Weird.
Yep. How you doing tonight? Other than, Jacob also is a friend of mine who decided to take up the call when I put out an all call for guests today. So, thank you very much for joining us, Jacob. You guys will get to know all these guys mostly during our fireside chat section because that's where we ask the real hard questions. So, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's get into the show today. Here is the news intro. There we go. And as always, this is a fair use, a fair use talk show. What we're going to be doing here is criticism, parody, news reporting, and commentary, all at the same time, and often with a lot of sarcasm. So, if you'd like to help out the show, you could always donate. You could always give bits. But if you don't want to do anything monetarily, just click this little button that I just put there in the chat. And that will create a pre-formatted tweet for you to share the fact that you are watching this show. And then maybe your Twitter followers will click that link as well and come join us and see what's up.
Fucking do it.
Yeah. You heard the man. All right.
A little subliminal in there.
Exactly. So our first news story tonight is an update from last week. I don't know if you guys saw this, but we were covering the Florida zombie warning. So a power outage alert sent out a piece of like a automated text message to thousands of Florida residents, telling them that there was a zombie alert for residents of Lake Worth and Terminus. Turns out they've gone through and figured out a little bit of what's going on. No one actually did this, but last year there was a spree of people doing this, right? And this is literally just leftover collateral damage. No one.
That makes it even.
Yeah. No one went through.
Terminus too.
Right, exactly. Nobody went through and checked to see how the extent of the damage from when a bunch of people went through and hacked safety systems in Florida last year. And when a automated power outage system hit the right button, it sent out the message, right? Twisty Top Hatter says it looks like Jacob missed the beard memo. It's okay. He's bearded at heart. Oh, and the three
there's
letter
a disease for that. The bearded heart. That's
Right.
not a good thing.
I also didn't realize that, yeah, it is.
Harry
There's
Hart.
Tom, Wes, Udo, and then old long name Jacob.
I'm just not
We're gonna
playing
call
any
you
of
Cobb
those
for sure for the rest of the time. What up, Cobb? We got you, buddy.
Not much.
7,380 customers. Why so specific? I don't know.
Because
Say
fuck
that.
you, that's why. Why would we even know that? Get out of here, Emma.
Zod says Jacob Cogsworth. All right. So they said that the hacking issue came up during the Hurricane Irma last September, but that issue was dealt with very quickly. They added that the officials thought that they got all of the message, but it turns out that they missed one in the system. It just happened to be the one that automatically sends out to thousands of people.
This happened to be the best one.
The Practical Surrealist says shit talk one from Wes, right? All right. So our next piece of news, right? This is from Jiaxing, China, and it scares the shit out of me. So there was 20,000 people attending a concert by a pop star named Jackie Chung, which is a hilarious name. He was arrested. Exactly. He they in those 20,000 people, they found one man and arrested him after artificial intelligence powered facial recognition systems tagged him.
Oh god.
Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Do you want Skynet? This is how we get Skynet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So China built the system after it announced it in 2015. Then it announced in 2015 it was creating a facial database. A few minutes after the person passed through the security checkpoint, the system issued a warning that he was a wanted person. Turns out that he was. This is the best part. He is the man who is only identified by his surname, Yu, is accused of stealing $17,000 worth of potatoes in 2015.
Got him. Goddamn potato theft.
Want some fucking potatoes?
He's a tater taker.
Fucking now.
Exactly. And then go ahead, Jacob.
Something more efficient to steal than potatoes.
Right, exactly. I bet that's a serious shit ton of potatoes, right?
I feel like that's only like 14 bags of potatoes. Like, I feel like there's a lot of potatoes in a bag. Like, dude stole like $40 worth of goods. Like, calm down.
With like they spoil. You have to sell them before they fucking rot.
Right. Like it has to happen right now. At one point, we did actually, Angry Cicada and I accidentally had one potato roll out of the back of a bag into the back of like a pantry, and we didn't even notice that the potato was there until, about a year later, my house starts smelling like death. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And eventually we looked in the way back and found this black goo, and it was the worst smell. So if you have potatoes...
Do you want zombies? This is how we get zombies.
You is the third person to be arrested under similar circumstances, as in identified among tens of thousands of people at Jackie Chung's concerts. Specifically.
I would stop going to Jackie Chung concerts as a criminal.
Jackie Chung.
Hell,
Jackie Chung's a fucking,
man.
Jackie Chung's a fucking narc.
A person named Liu was identified by Chinese authorities at a Chung concert in Guangzhou for alleged crimes not made public, and in April, Ao was identified and arrested during the Chung show. So it looks like the company that designed this is receiving about $1 billion from government fundings for this. So it's going to be spreading. Yeah, so Chinese citizens may be getting facial. Exactly. Chat at TV says rotten potatoes are the worst. My old friend's family owned a grocery store, and we would take rotten potatoes and use them in place of eggs to throw at houses. I was a terrible teenager, he says. Twisted Top Hatter says, me too. All right, so this is more local-ish news, as in back in the U.S. This story is called Pooniversity. I had to make sure I put the dash in there, otherwise it's terribly inappropriate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this about poop or sex?
Yeah, exactly. It's the first. So a malfunctioning toilet has forced the evacuation of a building in South Mecklenburg High School on Wednesday. The Charlotte Fire Department officials said that they were called to the school for the report of a hazardous materials situation and students complaining about irritated eyes.
Oh no.
After
Some kid sitting in math going, I did a bad thing. like, my eyes sting.
Right, exactly.
He's the only one that's cool with it. He's just like, everyone loves their own brand.
In like a week and a half, we're gonna hear about a pink eye epidemic.
Yeah.
Rama says, for all we all want to know about Pooniversity as well. Well, I mean, we'll talk to Twitch about the TOS, but...
Yeah.
So after investigating, firefighters said that a toilet was backed up. When school workers cleared the blockage, all of a sudden, a huge amount of sewage gas was released. So the toilet, like, mega farted into the school. Students had to be treated at the scene, but none were taken to the hospital. So it was so bad, the sewage gas actually required treatment.
That's like, if you're the kid that did it, you're just like, whoever, hope it wasn't my coat.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know, fade away.
Rambo, thank you very much for that applause. And Squabbly, I guess there was one really earlier, and well, apparently it's just taking forever to update. Ramo applauded earlier today, and then Streamlabs, you're so fast. Twisty Top Hatter, thank you for that last one. Journeyman
Is there
Bader,
like a emote button? Spam it. Just spam clappies.
I mean, we could do that too. That could be the next one. But so, Journeyman Bader says, so generally 3 russet potatoes weigh about 1 pound. The price of potatoes in 2008 was 48 cents per pound. Doing the math, $17,000 in potatoes, in russet potatoes, is 306,000 potatoes. It's an incredibly large amount of potatoes. All right, you guys ready for some, like, cool history?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Tell me it's about farts.
It's actually about Pompeii.
Close enough.
So this picture is legitimate.
Oh.
Yeah. Officials in the Pompeii archaeological site. Yeah, exactly. They have announced a new dramatic discovery. The skeleton of a man crushed by an enormous stone attempting to flee Mount Vesuvius in 19 AD.
Jesus.
Right, so they found this guy's skeleton. He got creamed by this brick because of the explosion on the fucking the mountain.
He probably died faster than like 95% of people.
Exactly.
Like, think about it. He's
That's
like,
just
I'm getting a boom. Everyone else is like, I can't breathe. Like,
Jesus, yeah.
this ash is terribly burny.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the stone may have been a door jamb that was violently thrown by a volcanic cloud. Yeah, it's like on like a gate or like a city wall gate, right? Yeah. So they just had this giant boulder brick thing that they just would slide into place to keep the fucking giant doors from moving. And he was like, "I'm gonna make it. I'm nowhere near the city." Wham! The victim, who was over 30, had his thorax crushed. Archaeologists have not found his head. They said that he suffered an infection of the tibia, which may have caused walking difficulties, impeding his escape.
He's like, "Oh man, I'm so glad I started walking 3 days ago."
Right, exactly. No one escapes Pompeii.
It's like the
It turns
1980s
out
cannonball to the head.
Right.
It turns out his name was Wile E. Coyote. Just extreme fucking irony happening right now.
Oh my God.
No, it's like every time I look at this picture, I just imagine that this is like the first instance of like a PUBG fails video. You know? Like where you like take an aim and all of a sudden a jeep falls on you for no reason, right?
Yeah, it really looks like something out of like a comedy shot in an action movie.
Right, definitely. This is
It's fucking ridiculous.
or this. I mean, like this is how a lot of video games end. Neurotic Artist Type says the bathroom story reminds me of the explosion at the Biffy that Bard had to clean up that one time at Afterworlds. Correct. Yeah.
That wasn't an explosion of a Biffy. Someone's a piece of shit.
Right.
End of story. Literally,
Yeah.
they just touched everything with their hands and covered it in shit because they are human garbage.
All right, so here is that story that everybody before the show started was a little bit, worried yet excited about. So, health freaks go to extreme lengths in the name of nutrients and staying one step ahead of the trend. However,
Roach milk.
yeah, the latest superfood is roach milk.
This is how you milk a roach.
Do roaches have nipples now?
So
Very
wait,
slowly. Very
Is it
slowly.
the milk of the roach, or do they crush roaches into milk?
Well, cockroach milk is comprised of the nutrient-rich milk crystals found inside of Pacific beetle cockroaches. The species uses this protein crystals as food for cockroach infants, and new research suggests that it could be beneficial to humans as one of the most nourishing and highly caloric substances on the planet.
Also, cockroach milk is so much fucking worse than insect milk.
Right.
Oh my god. Like, honey is basically bee milk,
Exactly.
but it's not a cockroach!
Why are we milking bees? I'm so confused. What people are like, fucking cow milk just isn't good. Even my son agrees. He's like,
Right,
what the hell are
exactly.
we doing here? God damn it, people.
Like, the only way this could be worse if it were spider milk.
Right. I mean, that would be the one, I think that, yeah. It boasts 4 times as much protein as cow's milk, but also contains essential amino acids that promote cell growth, lipids that keep bodies healthy, and sugars that fuel energy. It also may have beauty effects.
God damn it, Rambo.
Rambo brings up slug milk.
Yeah.
Describe
I'm
it
just
like
thinking about slurm,
Right.
and now I'm thirsty.
I think that the worst thing that I could put together with this would be a raspberry cockroach milkshake, because at that point it's beaver anus and cockroach milk at the same time. So
beaver anus?
yeah, have you not heard about that?
And
Moving on.
A lot of artificial raspberry flavoring comes from a gland milked from beavers.
out of their buttholes.
Out of their anus.
BTW.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not like this.
Yep.
So we're all just eating ass all the time.
Exactly. Distended Coma says cockroaches don't lactate. They don't, but you just crush up their little stuff inside of them, and it's good. And Chata says, "Well, I was hungry." Practical Surrealist says that they drink it. I'm probably definitely gonna try this when it becomes available.
Why?
We'll add this to the group of shit that we have to eat and or drink.
There's some of the earlier stuff that we've covered on this show is like not cockroach, but cricket flour made out of ground up crickets, like straight up.
Oh.
Yeah. Ramos says it's 2018. We eat ass now. I mean, that's pretty much. It's either avocado toast, or ass. Those are the two things you're allowed to eat. So. The levels of growth hormone in this particular liquid are unknown, and there is evidence that it shows that growth hormones may exacerbate acne in certain individuals, says Rachel Nazarian, MD, asking the true questions we all wanted to know. Oh, Pragmatic Socket, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. But yeah, it says that the high levels of sugar may also make it a poor choice in the terms of skin and health and beauty. As we all know, high sugar diets actually accelerate skin aging. Apparently we all knew that. I didn't quite know.
Well, I'm fucked.
Right. Practical Sirius says, I want to make cricket powder for the apocalypse events. Yeah, no, you can get, you can buy it and it makes bread. And I'm totally wanting to have cricket-based bread. It sounds good to me. When we do the live show at episode 100, we're planning on eating a lot of this weird crap. So it'll be awesome. And by live show, I mean in a studio with a live studio audience. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
I look forward to everybody screaming chug, chug, chug at you.
No.
Exactly. So this is another update story to something we covered last week. Did you guys see the story about the 30-year-old who got sued out of his house?
No.
His parents were tired of him living in the fucking basement, so they...
Yeah. Like, get on now. Yeah.
And the Supreme Court sided, and it went to the Supreme Court, right? Like, of the state. The state's Supreme Court,
They're
not the federal,
like,
but...
Kid, get the fuck out of your parents. Seriously. He's like,
Right.
Why?
But, exactly, we were referring to him as the raid leader.
I've read raids, can confirm.
Right, exactly. So, Twisty Top Header says the basement sorcerer. Right, yeah. This guy, right, not only did he make it onto the news a bunch because of, like, stubbornly refusing to grow up and get out of his house, but it has also netted him an appearance on fucking InfoWars, where Alex Jones gave him $3,000. And it's because...
How did Alex Jones not have a goddamn brain aneurysm over this guy?
Right, exactly. Well, he's using him... Right.
His right eye should have exploded on the guy and melted him. Like, how is this guy the guy that Alex Jones is like, nah, you're cool, dude. Here's $3,000.
Turns out he's just one of those lizards that can fucking shoot blood out there. It's fine. It's fine. It happens. It's fine.
And or he still lives at his parents' house. We cannot confirm.
So Jones invited him onto his show and told Mr. Rotondo that he seemed sane and capable. And he said he's not trying to be condescending, but he said that the media made you the ultimate demon in the world. Both liberal and conservative medias. Even the left.
Hitler. Go on.
Right, exactly. Even the left that pushes dependency and paying for people's anchor babies and sex change operations. What I am saying is this whole millennial thing, being afraid of change. I think that you are indicative of that. And so we gave him $3,000 to try to help him from being a millennial baby.
Because that's how he thinks it. Right, that's. Oh, I'm not a millennial anymore. Fucking Alex Jones gave me $3,000 and didn't just accost me with the words.
Right.
I'm no longer a millennial. Fucking moving on. Gen X now.
How much have to go to the state Supreme Court? How much have this dude's legal fees cost? Like,
he's not paying any of it. He's just racking up debt.
No, it's all public defenders just like trying to make a name for themselves. Like, don't worry, dude. We're keeping you and your
got this.
parents.
Exactly.
God.
I'm gonna do my best
Your
to
mom
make sure
will kiss you goodnight tonight.
that nobody removes the acres of piss jugs that are in your basement. Like, this guy seems to me like that guy that 4chan is always pretending to be, right?
His jugs and poop socks.
Right. It also turns out that Michael Rotondo, the man in question, has reportedly also been offered a job by an adult entertainment company. I don't have any more.
So he's gonna do weird porn.
Right, weird porn.
With all those piss jugs.
Exactly. Twisty Top Hatter
Called
says,
the Golden Rotondo.
You're right, exactly. Twisted Top Hatter says, I'm so confused. I thought Alex Jones had lost it already. I was wrong. Now he officially has. Distended Coma says, I want $3,000. What the fuck? Right? Yeah, all of us do. All right, on to news about terrorism. This story is called, Does This Make Second Breakfast Haram?
Are these like terrorist hobbits?
Right. So this is a scene.
I mean,
this is a scene from The Lord of the Rings, right?
I think they prefer little people.
The self-styled Islamic State is trying to lure people in to fight for the terror group with a scene from The Lord of the Rings. Its newest propaganda video, published on Tuesday, bearing the terrorist group's watermark, used 4 seconds of footage from the trilogy of The Lord of the Rings to encourage its followers to conquer their enemies. So, the newest...
Jared Tolkien's body has been taken into custody.
Peter
He's
Jackson...
now in Guantanamo, just buried under it.
Exactly. Peter Jackson has not commented. The ISIS video, which Business Insider reviewed, then cuts into the footage of soldiers on horseback fighting with each other with an Arabic voiceover and an Arabic language narrator, which also was taken from a Hollywood movie. So not only are they stealing footage from fantasy movies, but they're also stealing Arabic phrases from movies, because apparently they don't have a
did
microphone.
They make any part of this movie? Did they just stamp their logo on it and call it propaganda?
Pretty much. The scene with the Arabic language that they stole was from Kingdom of Heaven, a 2005 film starring Orlando Bloom.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
They just have an Orlando Bloom fan.
Yes. The medieval scenes are spliced in between images of ISIS fighters in the field and new footage showing Donald Trump and various news anchors talking about ISIS.
Do they have Donald Trump with the orb scene? That was the shit straight out of The Lord of the Rings.
Okay, where he's standing in front of the orb. Oh, Gnarls, thank you very much. It's not terrorism, it's shareism. That's terrible. Luke of the Woods, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. Oh, baby, and more.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for the joining.
Baby.
Yeah. So, I think the next story here that we've got is, what is this, the UK? And that is a sideways joke about how the freedom of speech is dead in the UK. I'm looking at you, UK. Local police in Turkmenistan are now inspecting toilets for evidence that locals have been using newspapers containing photographs of the president to wipe themselves. I can't. This is what it looks like when free speech is dead, right? Like, like when it's straight dead.
Yeah.
The regional police in the western region of Balkan have allegedly instructed community policing officers to check toilets in public places and private houses to find evidence of people using newspapers with the pictures of the country's president as tissue paper. The Standing Coma, thank you very much for 95 biddies. I love that song.
Yeah,
Really
it's a
good
great song.
Officers have been told to look for the Turkmen leader's soiled pictures in landfill sites, as well as among garbage waste collection points. So not only are they looking for pooped papers, but they're looking through trash for pooped papers.
Well, yeah. They could totally like sabotage their neighbors, like have their neighbor's dog shit on it. Like, oh, his dog shit on him. Oh, get him.
I hope they're wearing gloves.
There are special janitors at each landfill site whose job is to inspect garbage looking for these soiled newspaper
Are you
photos.
kidding me?
No.
I hope they're called.
Hey, what do you do for a living? It's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I look for shitty newspapers.
Exactly.
My entire job.
I protect our
Yeah, they're a
president.
pretty shitty No, literally shitty newspapers. Like Prince is dead, but this is worse kind
Right.
of thing.
Right. And then they're all like, oh man, is this poop or did this just get Nutella on it? What's going on? Like,
Gotta taste
give it
it. Gotta give it the old finger dip.
Exactly. Has it got the right consistency? Right? Like,
Generally,
yeah, exactly.
it's perfect.
Thank you, Practical Surrealist, for that. It adds people found guilty of damaging the president's image will be issued with a warning. But according to the, I'm going to mess
Called
this
death.
one. Right. I'm going to mess this one up really good. Alternativity. Now, there's two N's and two Y's right next to each other. So, alternativity. Novosti Turkmenistania. Exactly. There's likely to be a huge
Nailed it.
number of issued warnings, as Turkmens, impoverished from an ongoing economic crisis, tend not to spend their money on toilet paper. So
they just have to like cut the president's picture out, like leave that to the side, and then use the rest, like, or just by using the paper that his picture was once in. My brain.
Chada
What
says,
if they like use a different
Yep.
page that's not the president? Is that legal?
that might be it all. I mean, right.
Suck it, VP.
Like aim around his face, just whoop.
So it turns out that all of this came down, right? Because it described once there was a case where children were playing and repeatedly damaging portraits of him in the newspaper. Some children dropped his portrait and trampled on it while playing. And in another instance, children were reportedly detained for adding a mustache and beard to the picture.
AKA beat brutally.
Right, exactly. Detained is definitely a much worse word.
Yeah, in Turkmenistan, come on. I'm
Ja-
going with not a friendly place.
Chatta TV says, I challenge the American left to wipe their asses with pictures of Trump. Let's hashtag this into a thing. Hashtag bloody butt. Twisted Top.
I will never hashtag for real, and especially not the word bloody butt. Sorry. Not going to be how I spend my time hashtagging.
I feel like this all just ties into 2018 being the year of eating ass. He's
Right.
eating ass, if only through his pictures.
Yeah, I mean, he's being taught how to be a millennial. Journeyman Vader says, how the hell are they going to catch people by looking through landfills? Is the name of the person printed across the president's face?
No, they sign it with a turd.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Har cream.
Hey, that'd be a foolproof way, though, to find the person.
Right,
Just print their name right next to the president? No.
But
exactly.
then a bunch of people are confused why the president's name is their name, and they're like, oh, we should do the same thing. Not going to wipe my ass with this anymore. So glad.
Frame
can
your neighbor by stealing their paper and
Right.
using it.
Chatta TV says, the gist of this story is the leader is deathly scared of the dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, I
pretty
am
much.
too. That
He
shit's
does not
fucking
want
gross.
to live.
All right.
Oh god, it gets stuck in my mustache.
So every once in a while, we've got to cover a story that definitely makes everyone make that noise. Just this is a story of taking it too far. So, a senior at Truman High School will not be allowed to walk in his graduation because of a prank that he pulled.
Crippled him?
Because of a what?
Sorry.
They crippled him?
Fuck, Weston. No, it's because of a prank that he pulled. So, Kylan Scheel, 18, admits to posting an ad on Craigslist that Friday that listed Truman High School for sale. He said it was meant to be a joke.
Oh my god.
Like, so
See, now I'm gonna list Truman High School as for sale.
Right, exactly.
What are you gonna do to me? Paralyze me too? Sons of bitches.
So other people were going to release live mice or, you know, build a beach in front of the lobby area, and I thought, let's do something more laid back. So I just decided to post the school for sale, Shield said. The ad listed several amenities, including the school's newly built athletic fields, plenty of parking, and a bigger than normal dining room.
He listed it like a house. What
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
So the
Put effort into this. Come on.
Yeah, here's where they're taking it too far. The independent school district took issue with the reason for the sale, which he wrote was due to the loss of students coming up. That means graduation.
A joke of graduation.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! They thought he was gonna kill people. Oh
Right.
god.
They thought it was a joke about being like a school shooting or something.
Oh no.
God, it's just calm down. Calm the fuck
Just
down.
makes it better.
Right. What kind of person puts their manifesto out there as a fake sale ad for the school?
Well, that just ruined it for the next guy.
Oh my god.
Right. Journeyman Bader says 54 bedroom, 12 bathhouse for sale. Right. I actually have the thing here. It is. They wanted $12,725 for it, which is amazing. I could get that much money for this school, right?
Yeah, do it.
So
Do it.
it's a huge
You
20.
have to honor your fucking Craigslist, Dad.
Right. It says huge 20 plus room facility, newly built football field, baseball field to the southeast, newly added 4 modern day rooms, has centralized air, heating, plumbing, next to Walmart for convenience, huge parking lot, great for party goers. Looking for somewhere to park? Bigger than normal, great for party goers looking for somewhere to park. Bigger than normal dining room, multi-stove, oven, fridge, and other appliances in the kitchen. Reason for sale is due to the loss of students coming up, named after hometown resident U.S. President Harry S. Truman and his family. I mean,
think bigger than normal dining room is my favorite part.
right, exactly.
It's so mundane.
So I actually reached out to this guy to let him know that I thought the school was taking it too far and that we were going to cover this today. He said, thanks for your support. So anybody else who's, who joined in his, fuck, this school's taking it too far, know that he liked it. Here, he's down for the support. So, but yeah, they took it way too far. Fuck this school. Fucking snowflakes. I don't say that word very often, right? But I really mean it on that one. It's like, calm the fuck down, you bastards. Oh, he took it to court, and the court sided with the school. So, which is also terribly unfortunate. In fact, we could do something like put together like a GoFundMe to run a special fucking graduation for him. That'd be cool as shit. Get it on the news. Get fucking. What's that?
We probably shouldn't post. We probably shouldn't post this, but the school phone number is pretty easy to find online.
Well, we didn't post it. We didn't do anything, but it's easy to find. So.
I ain't even gonna say how, y'all know.
All right. So this one is a Washington story. So a driver saw a small black object hurtling towards his car, and he had no idea what it was. It turns out that the object that ended up striking his car got stuck And when he stopped, so he kept going for 18 more miles down I-5 in Washington State. When he finally stopped, he was in for a surprise. Turns out it was a gun. Like this
Free Glock.
Exactly. So this random gun that comes flying out of nowhere on the highway and then boomerang sticks into the front of his fucking car.
Like, is that in a hole or did it punch a hole in his fucking bumper?
It punched a hole in his bumper.
Jesus!
Well, he's going probably, what, 65, 70 down I-5. Like,
Right.
the hell?
It says that
Fuck shooting people, just throw your gun at him.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Some sort of weird Batman didn't like this guy. The barrel of the pistol punched through the bumper right beneath the headlight, leaving the handle and trigger sticking out as if it was holstered in the Honda.
This reminds me of Snatch, where the guy's heavy gun doesn't work, so he throws it at him.
Right.
Heavy, it's reliable.
Naturally, the man contacted state police who recovered the gun and turned it over to Lakewood, Washington Police Department. But, so there's not much more information going around other than this amazing set of pictures. I'm really glad that he took these pictures and then went straight to Twitter with it. So,
Well, if he didn't take those, who would believe him?
right, exactly. Either that or he drilled a fucking hole in his car and put a gun in it. Either way, there's enough effort that went into this.
He was
I think that
drunk,
makes it better.
hit a pole, and put a gun in there. He's like, yeah, fucking cover this up.
Exactly.
Just
This makes
fucking
sense,
call
right?
police. They'll have to back me up.
Somebody threw a gun into my car.
Mhm. All right, I can smell the schnapps.
Exactly.
Go to jail.
This was all to try to fool the insurance company. He's all, I didn't hit anything. A gun was thrown into my car.
That deer came at me with a pistol.
I disarmed
I had
him.
to mow it down.
All right, another Washington story. Turns out, as more and more American communities grapple with an opioid addiction, the human toll of the epidemic has grown both in scope and severity. And now, scientists at the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife have found evidence that the drug's impact has literally flowed downstream to affect marine life as well. Specifically, mussels were used as a barometer of pollution in the waters off of Seattle, and discovered oxycodone is now present in enough in the marine environment for the shellfish to prove positive.
Do it. Let's go seafood.
I can imagine that being like the best seafood chowder.
Just getting high as
Dude, I
shit,
feel
eating a bunch of
great.
raw
I
oysters.
feel great. Yeah, just,
It turns out since mussels are filter feeders, they absorb contaminants from their environment into tissues in concentrated ways. Scientists use cages to transplant clean mussels from an aquaculture source in Whidbey Island to 18 urbanized locations around the Puget Sound. Several months later, they were pulled out, and previously uncontaminated mussels were pulled out of the urban waters, and together with the Puget Sound Institute, tested them one more time. In the 3 of the 18 locations, mussels proved positive for trace amounts of oxycodone. So it means that
that's not like 1 in 6 locations. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's fine.
either that or specifically somebody found these mussel cages and that guy was really high and he's like, I need to pee on this. Right? Jeremy
Just
Bader
dumping his
says,
stash into the mussel cage.
Right.
Here we go.
Shit, there's the fucking cops!
Jeremy Marine 30, welcome to the show. Jeremy Bader says, all of a sudden, I really like shellfish. Twisted Top Hatter says, there's a whole new level for the opioid epidemic. Right, exactly. It's going somewhere.
No, we've lost Jakob.
Yep.
Oh,
There are only beards now.
exactly.
Only beards and only
We kill him.
predators.
Of course, it screws everything up there, but let's just do
Well,
this
they're
real
fixing
quick.
this.
Oh, right.
We'll wait for a second. But I specifically managed to have these names messed up, which is fine. We'll be okay. You're West for a minute
Back.
until. Oh,
That's
Jacob's
what I
back.
always
There we
treat
go. Did that mess everybody up? No, we're good to go. Jacob's coming back.
Yes, sorry, my internet decided to die.
Totally
worst.
okay.
Welcome back.
If you can, turn your phone to the side. See if that works. Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
Now you're not in the trash mode.
And you can double tap on my picture if you want to make it bigger so you can see it. Excellent. Technical difficulties solved quick and efficiently. Dylan Moyer, welcome to the stream. Or okay, let's see. My best guess behind this: some drug traffickers probably lost a shipment or 3 or 30. Blaze Black Sheep says plane went down, boat sank, something along those lines. That'd be my guess. I mean, it could be, or just enough people are on opioids in Seattle to be peeing in the water. You know. All right. So our next story here is a graduation surprise. So this is the Weehawken High School senior prom, and it was interrupted Thursday night when the yacht that was hosting the prom, which fuck you if you get a yacht prom, but anyway.
Right. I'm gonna guess most of these kids are white.
Yeah.
Just to guess.
Rich
Just
kids.
guessing.
Holy
Right.
shit.
It was interrupted as another boat crashed into that yacht. Durian Bader says, looks like that yacht is trying to bone the other yacht. Oh, you'll see.
It's yacht.
Yeah, like everybody else at the senior prom.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Bo's just trying to get some.
Dr. Robert Ziewick,
Down.
Weehawken's superintendent, tweeted that all students are safe and unharmed, although at the time the crash, 95 students were on the boat, plus 11 faculty members and the crew. The Destiny, the
So
taller
you only have
boat-
100 people and you get a yacht for a goddamn prom? What the shit?
Yeah, this sounds like it's probably like a private school, you know?
Yeah.
God,
Margaret
dicks.
says half the attendees were afflicted with blue balls. Excellent. But check it out. I definitely have the video. I'm very excited about this.
Yes. Oh, chicka honk honk.
Somebody's just like, what the fuck?
ISIS has not taken responsibility.
Right, exactly. And then it
That
crashes
awful
it.
groaning noise.
It crashes it into the pier.
Oh my god.
Look at all those people on the Destiny. They're just all like, what the fuck? The smaller boat is really fancy. Yeah. So no one was hurt. Everybody went home in their incredibly fancy cars, and I mean, no big deal. But also, someone's getting fired for that.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's right there in that little window. All right. Time for a crime story. True crime. This is the barber burglar. So a man was arrested. Rambo asks if it's okay to be aroused right now. And I mean, I'd never stop. So a man was arrested early Friday morning after police say he broke into a Boulder barber shop. He took off all of his clothes, gave himself a haircut, and then flooded the room. I mean, it seems to be about the way to go. Right, exactly. Jeffrey Palmer, 30, was arrested on suspicion of second-degree burglary, felony criminal mischief, and second-degree criminal tampering when, according to police reports, officers were sent to Great Clips in Boulder at 2:30 a.m. After a report of a man who had broken into the shop through the window. They were responding to a break-in, and 2 officers entered with guns drawn when they found him inside completely naked. Attempting to shave his own head, and then he had the faucets on or something. He was fucking with the water real bad. So, yeah. Angry Cicada says, great clips, really? She's a hair professional, so she doesn't find that to be the place to pick, right?
I feel like they pop in and he's like, don't come any closer or I'll fucking shave you! I swear to God, I'll fucking shave you!
Exactly. Ramos says this is Florida, right? I'm pretty sure this is Colorado. Toasty Top Patter says, oh, sex, drugs, you done it again. Jeremy Bader says, if you're gonna break it to a barber, at least pick something better than great clips, right? Janet TV says, what a dick. Oh wow, I missed Jeremy Bader's earlier statement about last story. Are you kidding? Those boats are owned by multi-millionaires. Someone's getting assassinated for that. I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah.
He's got muscle madness going on. All right. So this story is definitely something that piqued my interest early today. A notice of tort claim filed against the Canyon County coroner, which is another, triple letter word thing, by a current employee alleges ongoing harassment and a hostile work environment riddled with violations. This is Lori E. LaRoche. No. Lori E. LaRoche reported this lady. Okay, anyway. She was a deputy coroner. Reported that over the last 7 years, that this harassment and problems have been going on by this lady, who is Coroner Vicky DeGauss Morris. So this is in Idaho. Turns out she had been stealing unclaimed bodies.
Unturned.
Or sorry, yeah, I messed that. It's always on the back burner, guys. It's always there.
Yep.
But she took non-claimed bodies and took them home to use them as fertilizer in her rose garden.
I see nothing wrong.
The worst thing.
There are worse things to do with that, yes. But I think it's kind of fucked up. It also turns out that she was forcing everyone who worked at the coroner's office to work in her re-election campaign instead of doing their job. So bodies were just sitting there not getting the shit done that needed to happen because they had to work on this lady's re-election campaign. Practical Surrealist says she's on my team. Julian Bader says those rodents aren't going to grow themselves. Ramos says I'll allow it. Right, exactly. These are, let's say, she says that these are unsubstantiated claims and they're mere allegations, but court will figure that out.
It's super easy to figure out whether or not there's body parts in a rose garden, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, the bones would stay forever.
Exactly. All right, here's the part I've been really waiting for. So, the creators of the famous children's television show Sesame Street have launched a lawsuit against an upcoming sex, drugs, and violence-laden puppet-based movie called Happy Time Murders.
Oh my God.
The movie uses the tagline "No Sesame, All Street" on its promotional material. The lawsuit says that
I see no correlation.
Exactly. The lawsuit says that this tarnishes the Sesame Street brand and confuses people into thinking that the two are linked. And Melissa McCarthy stars in the film, slated for August release, which Melissa McCarthy can definitely be pretty funny, right? But this one looks like she's going to be pretty damn funny. She's given a new partner in this rated R puppet movie where she has to try to solve a string of murders. Sesame Street Workshop, the educational organization behind the TV show, filed the lawsuit against the film's producers, STX Productions, in New York. The lawsuit calls for punitive damages and a jury trial. Because the movie is incredibly crude. And that it's confusing people, I guess. That people were thinking that this is fucking Sesame Street. I mean, I guess it probably confuses a bunch of morons, right? But...
Well, you can't, copyright puppets.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I guess it's because it says they're using No Sesame All Street, but I mean, fuck you. You didn't say Sesame Street.
I just want somebody at some point to just spike a sesame seed bagel.
Right.
I'd be like, that's why. Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
If anything, McDonald's has a lawsuit.
Right, exactly.
McDonald's.
Oh, we're gonna watch it. Okay.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
We're gonna take a look
I
at
gotta
this.
relive this.
I'm so excited.
Hi, folks.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's gonna be so good. When the kids aren't around.
50 cents, I'll suck your dick.
Well, it's a great price. It almost makes me wish I had a dick for you to suck.
Oh, I'll take that as a yes.
You the most decorated officers in this department. What do you think?
Looks like a rubber gone wrong to me.
This wasn't a robbery, this was a hit. Someone out there is killing puppets.
Hey, handsome.
Puppet violence! Oh my gosh!
That's okay.
Yeah, that's even
Got
better.
a good time for you.
We're gonna catch the bastards who did these murders.
These puppets
Those
look
bodies are
great.
stuck
I'm so
all
excited about it.
You're one of the best damn cops I've ever seen.
I'll have your badge. Fucking FBI.
Oh yeah, what's that stand for? Fucking big idiot? If shit gets crazy, I'm gonna go crazy as shit.
God, are you all right?
I have totally seen that Practical Surrealist. I have seen it.
I'm not doing this.
Do it.
That's just candy, as everybody can see. Just candy.
Oh, sorry about your dead human friend, Phillips. Well, fuck me.
Maybe.
Holy shit, that looks funny.
So from here on, I can't show it. But I recommend everybody else go see this.
Yeah, that's a fair. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can't.
I can't show it from here out. But everybody else should know that because I can't show it, you should definitely go look it up.
They're just puppets bumping uglies. Is that why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So I actually saw this before. I went to see Deadpool 2 yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and this was one of the trailers.
Right.
And somehow the second time isn't any better.
There's silly string jizz.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good. I'm definitely going to see this movie. And you know what? I'm thinking about it. We should do like I'll do a private stream and invite a bunch of people off of this channel and stuff like that, and we'll watch The Puppet Rapist because it's that good, right? The Puppet Rapist is very funny. Anyway, we're gonna move on to our discussion section. This is where we have a little bit of a fireside chat, and I ask all of my guests tonight a couple of really important questions. So let's start with Tom tonight. Tom, if you had to fight one celebrity, who would it be? It's an MMA style fight and it's televised around the world. So you need to think about those things. But you have to fight a celebrity. Who do you choose?
I have a good answer, but I feel like I should stay away from politicians and not piss people off.
Right. People are talking about this. The next scene was hilarious, right? Ramos says he would fight Kanye West. That's a fair one, right? Distended Coma says Mini-Me died, right? Yes. Chat TV says his old roommate would go with Jimmy Smits.
Well, who's Jimmy Smits?
Well,
Who isn't Jimmy Smith?
Oh, Jimmy Smits is fucking awesome.
Right. Dude, I think I would fight Tim Allen.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it would be a good fight.
in 1973 or 63, one of the two, I can't remember. He got arrested with like 1.5 pounds of cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's so much cocaine.
All
Powder, what are you doing, man?
right, Jacob, do you think you know of any?
Well, someone mentioned Mini-Me Vince Verner. I forget the last name.
Right.
But Peter Dinklage is still there as an option.
That's true.
God.
For those of you who know me outside this, you know I'm not a tall man.
Right.
So I think taking someone a little more my size would be right up my alley. Don't know how it would go though. He'd probably stand a good chance still.
I bet Peter Dinklage works out like
I bet
straight up.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
He'd probably get me. But it'd be cool. So who cares?
Ramos says then he'd narc to stay out of jail. All right, Wes, who are you fighting?
I think it through, and I thought about going with the little person route myself, but I think I would go with like Conan O'Brien. Just to beat his ass, just really, and he'd be like laying there bleeding, like trying to make a joke. It'd be great.
Descending Coma says, "I feel like Peter Dinklage would slap the shit out of you." Journeyman Bader says that he'd be cool getting his ass kicked by Peter Dinklage. Twisty Topetter says Tommy Lauren. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't fight Tommy Lauren, but you could fight Tommy Lauren. Practical Surrealist says Conan is huge. Yeah, I mean, Wes is huge too.
I've got
that or Whoopi Goldberg, just cause. Fuck Whoopi.
Right.
I'd go with either getting my ass handed to me by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just because it'd be kind of cool to be able to tell people I got my ass beat by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, you'd be like, I had the balls to step up to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah.
I lost, but I had the balls,
He
right?
punched my ass out in one hit, but
I sucker punched him with a baseball bat to the knee. Ruined his career. Totally ruined it. But I won. That'll let him.
That or if Ted Cruz was my original answer, because that man's face is the most. It is scientifically documentable how punchable that man's face is.
You're gonna take on the Zodiac Killer? What are you? Jesus.
My other answer was the entire cast and crew of Jersey Shore, because of how much I fucking hate that show.
It's T-shirt time. Like, we had never watched an episode of that show, but randomly a clip of every time they've said T-shirt time showed up on Facebook or YouTube or something.
God.
So we adopted it to mean it's time to go get irresponsibly drunk on a Thursday, right? And we started yelling
Is that
T-shirt
not
time.
what it means?
No, it means that you got to put your T-shirt on so that you can go to the gym.
To get drunk.
Right. Yeah, it's not as cool as
Whether
what
you
we
go
did.
to the gym.
Exactly. All right. So, Wes, do you think that public buses should have toilets?
I thought a public bus was a toilet. Why do they need? Have you ever been on them? They smell like piss constantly.
Right. Blaze Black Sheep.
Like, I've peed a lot of public places, never on a bus, but it always smells like piss. Like, I don't understand.
There's a whole lot of nopes in the
Hell the fuck no.
chat.
No.
Exactly. Because I learned actually just the other day from another streamer that I watch, Pitmonk, that fucking Greyhound buses have know and I didn't actually know that.
They do. And if you get stuck in that back seat, oh that's shitty. That's not just a pun. It's literally terrible.
I used to, when I was in college, I took a lot of Greyhounds to go see my parents. And oh my god, those back seats are fucking vile.
Wow. They're just an extension of the toilet.
Pretty much, dude. It's just, I mean, I know what I've done to a Greyhound toilet. Like, I just came up, like, looked over, and I'm like, sorry. Shouldn't have stopped at Taco Bell for the lunch break. You're bad. Like, what do you say to that? Like, you know what you just did that person's next 30 minutes, and it didn't make it better.
Practical Surrealist says they aren't that bad, but then he clarifies with, I should say that the toilet isn't that bad.
Yeah, they get cleaned a lot, and using the toilet is not an altogether unholy experience. But no, sitting in the back seats is the worst.
All right, so Jacob, starting with you this time. if you could outlaw one fashion, what fashion would that be?
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean, you could pick, you know, like fedora hats.
This is easy.
All right.
Fashion glasses that have no lenses in them.
Excellent.
They annoy me to no end.
lensless hipster glasses. Jordan Bader says Uggs. Tom, what do you think?
Jeans that are like excessively and ridiculously cut up to the point that they're not really pants anymore. It's just like 4 strips of fabric pretending to be like a lower body garment. They're just fucking stupid.
My first thought too.
We got 2 for Uggs. We got 1 with swag bullshit, and then we got 1 with wearing skirts with jeans. Angry Cicada is gonna hate my answer, but what do you got, Wes?
I got 2. It's kind of a toss-up for me. Either man buns, period,
right,
end of story there, or pre-ripped jeans.
All right.
Don't know why you would pay extra for rips in your pants. It's fucking stupid.
Excellent. I say, okay, are you guys familiar with high-waisted pants?
Yes.
It's a ladies' fashion where they wear pants that make them look like Mickey Mouse. Because they're way up here and they have like extra buttons and shit, and they
Oh, you know Tom's just moose knuckling like a son of a bitch right now. He's just
fucking don't you like my pants? All right, moving back up to start with Tom again. he's got his high-waisted pants on. All right.
Actually, I have a pair of pajama pants that if I hunch, I can get the waist up around my neck.
I used to, like, when I would go to like a swimming hole or whatever, I would wear, you know, big, huge shorts, like very, very big shorts, and I would pull them up to my nipples and yell about how I'm going into battle mode. Wildbarn, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. Welcome to the stream as well. So, Tom, when aliens land, all of a sudden you're chosen as the first contact ambassador. What are your first words to the aliens?
Oh God, I hope I don't fuck this up. And then farting and going, shit!
That's just when the crying begins, right?
Turns out that's their natural environment. They just start huffing your ass. They're like, this is great.
So Ramo has demanded proof of the pajama pants. Do you want me to go fetch?
Sure.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll be right back.
All right. Wes, when you are speaking to the aliens as the first contact ambassador, what are your first words?
Let me preface this with, I'm not being taken willingly, because I'm not just going with fucking aliens when they land. So my first words are probably like headbutting one and like punching another. So
you're just like
words per se.
Prison rules. You just take down the tallest one as fast as possible.
Dude, I try to bite its nose and hope it's its genitals. You know, you never know with these guys. Just fucking stab.
All right, Jacob, what have you got?
So I don't really know if I have anything to like advice or questions. I don't know anything like that. But I can take a stab at who's going to talk to them right after me. I just want to apologize in advance and say, hey, like, most of us aren't as crazy as him.
Oh yeah. Excellent. All right, so the chat says Walmart's down that way. You don't really want to be here, just leave. It's for your own good. Seriously, humans are terrible creatures. Ramos says, Lamau.
Practical surrealist, it's not a thing. It never was. Quit trying to make fetch a thing.
No, but that's how you would make fetch a thing. You tell the aliens it's like the common greeting.
Exactly.
use it.
Yeah, you just because I mean, in the same way that what Jacob was saying, I just teach them the customary fucking greeting, which is literally just slap them in the face, right? Just psh. So the next person, they greet them like a human.
Once again, Tom, moose knuckling incredibly hard. That's a new sight.
Excellent. All the way up to the shoulders. As Odd says to the aliens, for your safety, you should not be here ever, right? All right. Our next one is going to be Wes. Which would you choose? To never have to sleep, but always be a little tired, or never have to eat and always be a little hungry?
So, some of you guys might have noticed I've gotten up a couple times to go tend to my 1-year-old. I'm already always a little tired, so I don't think that would be a change of state for me. And I'm not giving up food. Clearly, my beautiful physique, I'm just never gonna give up food. So I would go with the always be a little tired. I would be just right in my normal setting there.
Right. All right, Jacob, what do you think?
See, it's kind of hard because, like, so the never having to eat's nice because cooking and buying food, yeah. Still eat. It doesn't say you can't eat. It just says you don't have to.
Right.
So, not that bad, actually, because you can still enjoy food. But on the other hand, if you don't have to sleep, you know.
Yeah, but then you eat it and you're still hungry. What the fuck what's the point? What's the point of eating when you're still hungry? You just keep eating. You would kill yourself eating because you're, it's just a little bit, I'm not quite full. Let me go back to the buffet for my 14th plate. Like, come on.
Hey, what a way to go out.
Right. You're just terribly full and you're just like, I'm still a little hungry. Journeyman Bader says, if you never had to eat, would you be done pooping and do you still need to drink? Yes, you need to drink, and I would assume that you never have to poop. But for my answer, I definitely would go to sleep because I enjoy eating, and sleep is the necessary waste of time in my life. If I had so much more time.
That's exactly my answer too.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I could play video games all night.
The things I could do, which would amount to almost nothing. Ramos says you destroy food eating competitions, right?
I can do that anyway, Ramo. Like, even a little tired. Like, it's fine.
Todd says, think of the money you would save not eating. I'm wondering if it would equal out, like, say you got a night job, right? Like, you get a job, like, doing cabs or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could probably make more money than you'd save eating. The only thing I could see is that you'd be like the world's best adventurer, right? Like they could send you to weird places in space and not have to worry about food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's a really big bonus there. Like you could be like,
but you still atrophy, so that sucks. Right. You're just like, I'm a little hungry and my bones don't work.
Right.
I do no sleep because I drink six cups of coffee a day anyway.
Right.
You'd still be a little tired.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I am anyway.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So it's a state of normal for me.
Yeah.
Like just before the show started, I had my 7 p.m. cup of coffee.
Oh my
exactly.
god, Tom.
I'll probably have one at 9 or 10.
Right.
Oh my god, Tom.
All right, so this is Today in Cool, where we try and liven up the mood because we had some stories that all made us sad before. But everything from here on is either really funny or uplifting. So this dude right here, although he does look cross-eyed as fuck in this picture, this is Greg Miller, and he proves that you can make a fortune with anything, including dog balls. Not the kind you throw. Yep. Not the kind you throw around the park, but the type that you develop is testicular implants for pets. This The 64-year-old inventor and entrepreneur created Nudicles, which are silicone implants for male dogs to replace testicles after neutering, so that the dog's appearance down there doesn't change. And he's recently
supposedly boost their confidence as well.
Right.
It's supposed to boost the dog's confidence.
Who is obsessed enough with dog balls to pay money for this?
Well, apparently a lot of people, because he just he recently just became a millionaire from this. So, when asked if dogs care about this, he says, yes, they do. Certainly their owners must. Over the last 20 years, he's sold over 500,000 sets of Nudicles. The average pair costs around $310. Although some can cost more, like the $2,800 watermelon-sized custom set he made for an elephant in a zoo.
Okay, an elephant in a zoo I could almost see for, like, educational purposes.
Right, because you need to know how big their balls are, right? Like, I mean...
Yeah, I just like to show like an unaltered elephant, essentially.
Right.
I can definitely see the business in like human replacement balls. I don't know. But
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
it'd be just weird to not have the dangly boys.
So this is not his first invention. The first thing that he did was he noticed that a catalog that he ordered came in a mail tube, and he thought, God, something more that can be done with this little tube than just mailing a catalog. So he decided to put candy in it, and that's when he invented the sweet tube, a 3-foot-long tube filled with layers of candy, which he ended up selling to outlets like Macy's and Disneyland. But then eventually he moved on and invented dog balls.
The sweet tube would be perfect for the person who doesn't have to eat but is always hungry.
Right. Druid Invader says, my brain hurts. The Druid says it's like truck nuts, but with a side of animal cruelty. Practical Surrealist says, I can literally make them at work. Wild Bard says, for those self-conscious dogs. Druid Invader says, no, the dogs don't care at all. Don't bother buying RPD dough cut. Anyway.
Product.
Okay, yeah, buying the product. Gotcha. Practical Realist says that's total bullshit price. Yeah, $310 is insane.
So, could you make me a pair? Just
That
asking
might
for a
include
friend.
surgery.
Exactly.
Okay, if that includes the surgery, I could see that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wonder if this has ever been used on people. Like they just straight bought a pair of dog balls and put them in.
Probably.
I'm looking up testicular implants. I would imagine actually for testicular cancer patients. Yeah, testes prosthesis.
Nice.
I wonder if Lance Armstrong got one.
Maybe. I know what he didn't get. His medals. Oh! All right, so a veteran NASA photographer, Bill Ingalls, is no stranger to rocket launches, but even he seemed surprised when one of his remote cameras melted in a fire sparked by the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch. But the picture managed to snap photos of the liftoff, and it kept the pictures alive. So,
What?
Yeah, this camera is specifically what managed to take these pictures. So it looks like this was a remote camera on the outside pad perimeter found to be a bit toasty. He wrote on Facebook after the launch, and yes, it made pics until its demise. The toasty camera was a Canon DSLR that he placed about a quarter mile from the launch pad, and it still got hit. But check this out. These are the pictures. Wait, where the fuck's the second picture? Let me see if it's in the slideshow itself, or if because I may have accidentally ordered them in the wrong order. I do that all the time. Huh. Picture's apparently not there. Let me find it real quick. I keep everything just because this shit happens all the time. All right. Melts the rocket. Here we go. And then the second picture go. Okay,
Is it the one I just posted in chat?
possibly the just fire.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, yeah. So this picture is the second picture that it took.
Oh, wow.
That is the picture of a dying camera.
Right. All right. So, yeah, let's go from there, and we'll just keep. All right, our next story here is for all of the dog enthusiasts, because we have a lot of dog enthusiasts on this show and in the chat. But did you guys know that there's such thing as corgi races?
Oh my god.
They're apparently held every Memorial Day weekend, and they're absolutely adorable.
Oh my god.
Why didn't I know about this yesterday?
Exactly.
Trophy for who's the best boy.
Exactly. I have a week, or not a week, but I have an entire year that I now have to go wait until I can attend this amazing fucking feat of.
Are
But
corgi mixes allowed?
I don't know. Jasper could do pretty well, other than
Yeah.
he'd start fighting with all of those dogs immediately. So. But yeah, so like he would be that guy on the far end there.
The one on the right.
Exactly, the one next to it's all, oh shit. But yeah, so this is super adorable, and I brought a video. I'm so happy to have.
The final of the Corgi Nationals. We have
Oh, now we are.
Corgis about to line up and
Let me find, there it is. Starts up here.
They're about to move into the starting boxes.
That doesn't. It looks like they might allow mixes, but as long as that they're like vaguely corgi shaped.
I'm betting on blue.
Good luck to each contestant.
Come on, you can do it, buddy. Everybody should post everybody should write a color in chat for who they're gonna bet on.
And Roy is away to a flyer. Here's a late move from Iggy, but Roy has
They only make them run like 100 feet. It's so funny.
I thought it was gonna be longer.
Right? But they're so
Like-
little.
The 12-meter dash.
Exactly.
The little legs, it's all they can manage.
Exactly. That's a real long
those
goddamn
stubby
road.
little legs.
Exactly. That's a huge race for these guys. But yeah, so they give out awards, and it's awesome. But it's that time again, everybody. I'm gonna post.
Race for Florida.
Exactly. I'm gonna post. There's the bingo link if you'd like to play Florida Man Bingo over our next section. I'm gonna read you off 4 stories from Florida, and then you can play along. And if you win a bingo, you get a congratulatory 100 biddies from Ramo. Thank you very much. But as I say, you get a congratulatory grats in the chat from me. Because it's not really worth anything. But yeah, all right. Our first Florida man story. This Florida man was arrested for allegedly threatening and assaulting a group of men eating at McDonald's Wednesday morning. The St. John County's Sheriff Office were called to the Florida McDonald's around 2:20 a.m. Wednesday with reports that John Smith, 60, was telling a group of men, "Get out of my country, you don't deserve to eat here," while trying to shock one with a stun gun.
America.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, you don't deserve to eat here to people at McDonald's. It's like either get out, you're not somehow not good enough for McDonald's, or it's like get out, you need to go somewhere better.
Right. Exactly.
Get out of this fucking shithole.
Was he trying to save them or trying to get mad at them? Rama says neo-Nazis count. I think so. when deputies
On
arrived...
that one, I got America, patriotism, neo-Nazi race.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Not bad.
When deputies arrived, Smith reportedly told them, "I'm an American, and the guys by the vehicle were making a ruckus, so I told them to get out of here, and then pulled a gun, so they left in a red vehicle." According to the police report, right. According to the police report, The men Smith were yelling at were told authorities that they were eating in the south parking lot when Smith confronted them, yelling, "Get the expletive out of here." It specifically says expletive, so I don't know which one it was. You don't deserve American food. God damn it.
Boosh.
There's an issue with that. Anywhere they go, there's gonna be a McDonald's.
Right, exactly.
It's everywhere.
Jacob, if that's the only thing you're seeing wrong, we need to have a talk.
I mean, okay, of course.
Smith admitted to the police that he had a zapper in his pocket. Smith smelled of alcohol and was slurring his words, deputies said. The victim was unable to back up his car during the attempted assault, but hit a pole and damaged his vehicle. The McDonald's manager confirmed to the police that they saw Smith approach the victim's vehicle and reach inside with a stun gun. Smith was evaluated by medics for shortness of breath before being placed in the car, and that's probably just because he looks like a fat dude, right? Like he's got some unhealthy layers on his face there. In the car, deputies say they heard Smith say, "They killed my son." Smith continued to say his son died in Afghanistan while in combat in the Marine Corps. Smith was charged.
Men were Mexicans.
That's it. Just doesn't make any sense. Smith was charged with aggravated assault, burglary, and trespassing, but it doesn't say. Like, I think that actually is a hate crime. The thing that tasing someone because of their race and saying you can't have this food because you're not.
I can see that.
I think that's an actual hate crime, right? Like,
should be.
Right.
God.
All right. So this Largo man was arrested Monday after police say he broke the front door of a jewelry store and stole $10,000 in jewelry, but cut himself in the process and left blood everywhere. They arrested Jamie Williams, 31, on a charge of burglary Monday morning and a short ways away covered in blood. Officers say that they were called to the Silver Queen's jewelry store in response to the burglary. There, they reviewed surveillance video that showed a man arriving on a black bicycle, leaning against a tree, then destroying the glass front door to get inside. Video also showed the burglar breaking into display cases by smashing the glass and taking several pieces of jewelry. He then left the store and hid the jewelry in some bushes. Officers noticed that there was a large amount of blood throughout the scene in the store from the defendant injuring himself on the broken glass.
God.
90 minutes after their arrival, officers found him several hundred feet from the store, wearing the same clothes as the burglar, and covered in blood. DNA samples
Was he passed out from blood loss?
It sounds like it. Yeah. They took DNA samples for, I don't know, reasons. When officers read him his Miranda rights, he said that he wanted a lawyer. However, he did ask the officers, "What are you going to do with my bike?" referring to the bicycle that the burglar had leaned against a tree. He's being held in jail in lieu of $5,000 bail.
Oh my God.
Wild Bart says, is it him? Exactly. I think the giant trail of blood that leads directly to the bleeding man might be a whole several hundred feet away.
He would have gotten away with the two if it weren't for those meddling glass shards.
Exactly. But what about my bike? Thanks, the dread. This is Lauderdale Lakes. The Broward Sheriff's Office has arrested one of their own after a deputy was accused of shoplifting at a Walmart in Lauderdale Lakes while still in police uniform.
Well, that's definitely not undercover cop, then.
Damn. Yeah, undercover cop, right? No, he was in full police
Yes.
uniform.
Oh my God.
Investigators arrested Deputy Henry Guzman on Monday morning. Guzman is a 13-year veteran of the department. According to BSO, their agency's public corruption unit teamed up with Walmart after they received information that Guzman was stealing from the large retailer. They said over the course of
Look at that face.
Right.
That face is one of a cop going to jail for something stupid. It's like, oh fuck, I messed up.
This picture says 11 words. Investigators said over the course of 3 days, Guzman entered the Walmart located along State Road 7 and stole DVDs and Star Wars action figures. He did it in full uniform, the Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel said. Walmart said the total for the loss was about $200. He was reported to Internal Affairs before he was taken into custody. So yeah, if you have police corruption and unusual loot, will totally work here. Wildbar says so they can murder people, but don't fuck with Walmart. I mean, it's Florida. Magra says I just need a story. Oh, that's yeah.
Sorry.
That's all good. I just need a story about an object in a vagina. Right, exactly. Well, here maybe there's a chance here. Sheriff's deputies have reported that he was in his car when a Chevrolet Tahoe parked in the visitors' parking area. The Tahoe, which investigators say was driven by Kelly Lynn Dendler, then moved to the department parking area. Dendler stated she parked in the visitor parking first because I was lazy and wanted to park closer, the affidavit states. Dendler said she passed a parking spot, put her vehicle in reverse, and then backed into a deputy's patrol car. In the Tahoe, investigators reportedly found a makeup bag containing a container of marijuana and a wooden pipe. Dendler, of the 200 block street of Southeast Grove Avenue in Port St. Lucie, was arrested on charges including knowingly driving while her license was suspended, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This all happened in the police station parking lot, too, by the way. Like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this?
I was really hoping it was 7-Eleven.
Right. The druid says my bingo card changed. My phone opened old bingo card. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, we could do a quick review. We've got Fat Guy America. We've got...
Racism.
Right. We've got breaking in for jewelry and leaving a convenient trail. We've got a crooked cop, who arrested or stole Star Wars figurines, and then we have a lady who went on a rampage in a parking lot of a police station with weed, suspended license, and hitting a cop car. And our final Florida man story, right? Close. Our final story is in Vero Beach, Florida, where a man was seen yelling at people and challenging them to a fight Saturday night at a Chili's bar and grill in Vero Beach. Joe Henry Babcock, 43, appeared to be intoxicated as deputies arrived from the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. He was seen running up to people and trying to fight with them, according to the report. When deputies asked for his name, he replied, "My name is fuck you, cracker." The two witnesses said that Babcock began yelling at people at Chili's and challenging them to a fight in the parking lot. One witness said that he ran up to several vehicles and struck them multiple times with his fist. Each time the vehicle approached, sped away. He balled up his fists, bladed his body, and positioned his feet in a manner consistent with someone who was going to throw a punch, the deputy said. He became increasingly aggressive while yelling obscenities in front of Vero Beach restaurants. He had difficulties maintaining his balance and had slurred speech. The subject was then advanced towards a deputy with his hands curled into fists, and the deputy ordered him to back away and not touch him. That's when Babcock kneeled down on one knee with his hands in a prayer position and yelled, "I'm sorry." Then deputies tried to detain Babcock for questioning. He resisted. There was a scuffle between him and the deputies, and then he was arrested with disorderly intoxication, resisting arrest, and has been released from jail after a $1,000 bond. Like, you can get away with that shit
jail.
for $1,000? Yeah, jail. It was county jail.
Oh my god.
Wild Barn says, "Hey, that's my name too." Nards Blargley says you're on so many watch lists. I blame Bingo for this.
That's what mine was in response to there.
So Tom, you're saying that this is the first time that's
Come
ever
on, give me some incest, and it's just like, I need to go see a therapist.
Right, exactly. Journeyman says, hey, at least he finally got his fight, right? All right, so how'd everybody do on Bingo?
I'm always 2 away. Always 2.
Should I add a sixth story to Florida Man, or is it just challenging enough that we don't have a lot of people winning all the time?
I like the idea of averaging like one a night.
Excellent.
Or one every couple of nights.
Journeyman needed bestiality. Practical Surrealist says sixth. All right. Let me go find... I'm going to go to the place that I get all of my Florida Man stories from.
Do a police dog conspiracy theory one. That'll get me.
Okay, here we go. Let's try this one. Oh, no, the story's apparently gone. It must have been fake when it was originally put up. Okay. In Boynton Beach, Florida, police say officers had a good reason for arresting a Boca Raton man after he stopped to ask them for directions. Police say Denny Hernandez Sanchez stopped his car next to officers on the road on May 27th near the 400 block of someplace in Florida. He got out smelling of alcohol and with bloodshot eyes, according to the arrest report. He was driving home and got lost, so he decided to ask police officers for directions. The officers reportedly found beer cans in his car, and his blood alcohol level tested at a 0.98 or a 0.198.
0.98. That dude's fucking dead.
Right. No, 0.198 is what I meant. Hernandez is facing charges for driving under the influence of alcohol without a driver's license. The cops said, while we're happy to provide directions, the only place you're going going if you drink and drive is the county jail.
I wish I had smart-ass cop as a fucking square. Damn it.
Yeah, I bet that you get, you kind of get that way if you're like a not corrupt cop. If you either steal fucking Star Wars action figures from Walmart, or you just get, you're all like, oh, where I live,
shitty.
Fucking Florida.
Just like, fuck this place. God,
just another fucking night for Florida cop.
Just watched a police dog rape its sister and beat up a kid. Great, not have to report that.
Does that mean I get to mark the incest score?
That wasn't a real story, so unfortunately, no.
Just because someone says incest.
Rambo says, why couldn't he have been on meth? Right? Wild Bard needed gators. All right, so here's my favorite section. I found some shit for you guys to take a look at on the internet that is real and you can buy it.
Learn from my past mistakes. Open this shit in incognito mode.
Right, exactly. Open these links by right-clicking them and clicking New Incognito Window. So, Tom, are your feet secret?
What? Why is this stupid shit? You mean awesome shit for sale?
Secret feet.
The big deal is that you don't need it, but you may want it. These are amazing, and my pair is on the way. These are the...
You're gonna be doing Skeptalk up like this?
Right, exactly. Just a stream of my feet the entire time.
Oh god, that gets into porn.
Right, exactly. These are the Socksmith Men's Novelty Crew Socks Illuminati socks. But the big problem I have with these is that they're $10 fucking socks. I wish that they weren't $10 fucking dollars. These will be the single most expensive pair of socks that I've ever purchased. Jeremy Bader says, pretty sure I need all of these if history is anything to go by. The Druid says those are dope. Yeah, these are pretty good. All right, Wes, do you find whisks difficult?
Come again?
Do you find whisks difficult?
Like cooking, like with
Yeah.
whisk?
Yeah,
like
whisk.
using it to
Are
whisk
whisks
things? No.
Are they
Jesus.
difficult?
Why do people need to make fake whisk? What the fuck is happening here?
Well,
Don't they have like kitchen aids for that? Like just put it in the bowl and hit a button. No, please show us the garbage that we need to buy now.
exactly. Well, now you can. With the whisk wiper, the wipe a whisk easily multi-purpose kitchen tool. Because
Do these people not have fucking tongues?
Right. or running water, right? Like my biggest problem with this is that this fucking rubber whisk anus is $23.
This should be $5 max.
Right? Exactly.
Well, it's multi-purpose. You know what I mean?
What's the other purpose?
Sex. You sex it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly. What do you do with stuff?
You could use it as an alternative dingle whisker.
Yeah, look how they're using it. look at the lady's hands. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
It's available.
You know.
What's a dingle?
What's a dingle whisker?
Right, this thing is a dingle whisker.
This is clearly a dingle whisker.
It's the fucking rubber butthole, like. It's like a sarlacc pit for your dingle.
Flavor?
Probably. That'd be what? This one over here.
Perfect. It's beaver.
Yeah,
flavor.
exactly. All right. So Jacob, do you need this cat mask? Yes, you do.
Yeah, I probably do. I would just adore it. Oh no, you meant to.
I want that fucking thing.
This is the Play a Natural Silk Sleep Mask Blindfold Weird White Cat Create Total Darkness Eye Mask for Woman Man Kids. I read that verbatim, right?
A bit of a mouthful on that one.
Exactly.
Also known as the Flimflorangern.
Exactly.
Welcome.
Your German is excellent.
Yeah, you did it. Twisty Top Edit says, "Oh yeah, Jason's sleep mask needs replacing." I've seen this cat before on posters that get posted around. You like print them out that have got those little tearaways, right? And it says, "Have you seen this cat?" And then the tearaways say, "I have now," and it's fucking amazing. All right, so Tom, have you ever needed to blow your nose, but you didn't have the ability to pull a tissue out of the back end of a cat? Well, that problem will never plague you again. If you get this cat butt tissue holder, black and white tuxedo, it fits a standard tissue box inside and is made of resin.
So we went from anuses to cat anuses.
Exactly.
Perfect.
The Angry Canadian, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time.
Welcome to the club.
But yeah.
Wipe your nose while you wipe its ass.
Exactly.
Cat box.
And for those of you who don't like black and white cats, they also have the orange cat. So
for those of you that really want a fucking weird cat butt on your back.
The biggest problem that I have with this is it's $35.
Is made of rosin. Come on.
Thank you for the compliment, Angry Canadian. But yeah, Journey Mater
What do
says
you
they
do
need
when
a
it's
brown
like
one.
when the box is like low on tissues and it disconnects and you have to like reach your finger in there and like go digging for tissues, and so your roommate walks in and is just like, "Why are you fingering that cat's asshole?"
So you're trying to get the two fingers in there to get the...
This is my private time. I told you to knock.
Garfield. The druid says not going anywhere near Garfield, but yo, lasagna. All right, Wes.
No wonder Garfield hates Mondays.
Oh, Jesus. That's refill day. All right, Wes. Can you imagine the greatest children's nightlight?
Yes.
All right. What do you think the greatest children's nightlight is?
Bruce Campbell's
Wrong.
chin.
This is the children's lamp night light for bedrooms, neon wall signs, room decor, glass, handmade, custom, decorative lights, royal green, fuck off.
This is just a knockoff of Big Daddy when he plugs in the live nude neon. This is just...
The best part about this is the first word is children's. Right?
Also comes with a copy of Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Exactly. So you can read it in the dark to your little ones. Apparently it's non-battery. It's only plug-in, right? It's real glass neon. This sounds like this is something someone's gonna kick and someone's gonna die because they kicked it, right? But yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're pretty cool. It is $90, but I guess it is just a giant neon sign, so I suppose it's probably, not too bad.
Well,
on the
how
price.
big is it actually? This isn't really giving.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's say
I'm waiting for it to be like 3 inches.
That's what she said.
I've heard that before.
There's no reviews.
There's no products like description with the link.
Yeah, this thing's fucking tiny. Oh no, size is
tell us how
14 inches by 8 inches.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's still only like this.
Okay. It's still pretty small, but it's better than I was imagining.
But I think it is big enough to put in your window so that your neighbors know what you think. Right? The druid says the parents that buy this shit are the same ones that give whiskey to kids for teething. Right, the good ones. All right. And then, Jacob, have you picked, or I guess this is all for all three of you because it actually applies. Have you guys picked your anniversary presents for those special ladies this year?
Oh, not yet.
All right. Well, now you can. With the roast beef sandwich reality bath soak.
God damn it.
This is the Amber Bath Salts Luxury Bath Salt Funny Girlfriend gift for best friends. Bath and body gifts for men. Sea salts. Funny spa gifts for men. Weird gifts. Au jus French dip.
That ending. Oh my god.
It's a new way to enjoy a French dip. Bon appetit. So apparently, these are premium bath soaks that smell like roast beef.
That's vile.
Right. These are $15. They have one review. It's a 5-star. It says perfect for Secret Santa. I laughed so hard when my recipient opened it up. I wish I could have seen how it smelled. They didn't use it, you asshole. I mean,
You should know that.
right?
Oh, you know what you could do? Fucking if somebody actually likes bath salts, replace their bath salts with that.
just exactly. Just give it the old swapperoo. Or I've seen how you can turn these things, turn like bath salts into bath bombs with a little bit of like, random chemicals or whatever. You just make someone one, and the outside you put like, vanilla scent on or whatever, so that they don't know that the true beef within is and then they go together.
Yeah, this has this weird. It's like vanilla, but something behind it, a little smoky.
So you're gonna put glitter in there too, and just make it like absolutely garbage.
Right.
But it's
The
dick
beef
glitter,
with
so
it
it's just
makes me
little
think of,
dick
like-
glitter shaped fucking fuck you.
The beef with it just makes me think of shitty sequels to The Evil Within.
I mean, I'm down if we want to fund it. So
There is a cow level.
10 out of 10 would watch, you know. All right, let's catch up with chat here a little bit. Jeremy Bader said, "Yep, I need it." The Druid says it's like lingerie, kind of more for the dude. Ooh, girl, you smell like beef. Jeremy Bader says, "I wonder how many people are going to get this, thinking their favorite dangerous drug is now flavored." Holy shit! Now you can eat faces and beef. Wild Bard says it's French, sweetie. The Druid says something, eat the booty. Jeremy Bader
Game of the
says,
night, eat the booty.
apparently there's a apparently customers who bought this also bought roast beef tires. I didn't see that, but true beef within is a t-shirt. It totally is a t-shirt idea. What the Druid says, also the title of my sex tape.
Roast beef bath salts.
Exactly. Practical Surrealist says Wes is gay.
Oh my god.
From Melian.
Well, there's a Twitch man.
Family gaming
Because I
news.
said beef curtains up there. Can't say beef curtains anymore.
No, we're
Seems like it
tagged.
would go perfectly with
We're tagged as an adult show, so we're good to go.
I'm just being an asshole.
Yep. Family gaming news. Welcome to the stream. You've hit us just at the end of the show, but welcome. Thanks for dropping by. C's 187 says, "I never thought about the appeal of having my balls smell of roast beef, but I'm feeling it." Yeah.
what do they usually smell like?
To unconfuse family gaming news who just got here. We were just talking about a product that is a bath salt that is au jus flavored. So that will make a little less sense and a little more
Don't
sense.
eat the fucking bath salt. It's not flavored. It's scented. Please don't eat the bath salt. We are not condoning
Right.
that at all.
Yeah, don't eat the bath salts. Or we'll see you on Florida Man next episode. All right.
You will star in our new sequence, Florida Man or Springfield Man.
Exactly. All right, so Jacob, how was your first time on Skeptalk Live, or possibly talk show? I mean, I don't know if you've been on any other talk shows or podcasts before, but
Been on some other podcasts, but
Excellent.
nothing live or video. So good.
excellent. Yeah, everything went pretty smoothly. I don't think we had any big hangups. I do apologize that you got the bottom screen, because that does, cover you up when we get alerts and stuff. So I apologize for that. But maybe next time the randomness of Discord will put you in one of the other ones.
See.
Tom, how'd you feel?
I had a great time. This was a lot of fun.
Excellent. I'm really glad that you guys came here today. Saved my bacon. Wes wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it today, and one-man shows just aren't as fun. I mean, I could do it. It's just it's a little weird because I'm talking to myself, and like anytime I do say something funny,
Did you need a cat butt fucking tissue dispenser?
I'm all fucking no, Udo, quit talking to me, right?
It's like, Udo, if you could fight any celebrity, which celebrity would you fight?
Exactly.
Well, Udo.
Right, exactly. Wild Bard, thank you very much for the compliments. But yeah, so what we do at the end of every episode is we go find somebody to raid. Let me see if
Wait, does that make you the raid leader?
it does. But
Act
you know
like
what?
this man hasn't played hours of WoW.
Right,
Come on.
right. In fact, I actually I got into the Blizzard Hall of Fame on the forums twice. once for being an asshole, and once for being really good at the game. I was the highest crit in the entire world on in vanilla servers in the first year. Because I was the only person in the world stacking crit items and no one else was. It made me bad, but my crit rating was insane. And then I also, if you look up on Urban Dictionary, Troll Mall, which was what they used to call our server, you will see that it talks about famous forum trolls such as for Maggot Fist and Corpse Mode, and I played Corpse Mode. So at that time, the account was shared between 2 people, so there was definitely a lot of stuff going on. But we were breaking all sorts of rules.
You're called almost gentlemanly.
Yes.
Almost.
But yeah, all right. Let's see. Well, we've got the Goblin Cavalcade, which is actually that LARP talk show going on again. Let's see what's going on here.
Got that, or Joe's on, the Burly Gamer.
Yeah, Joe's good.
Oh, Joe's a lot of fun.
This guy. Yeah, let's go see what Joe's up to. Let me grab the link we need here.
PUBG. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, did you hear about PUBG suing Fortnite?
I did.
Awesome.
I definitely did.
So stupid.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we did this first. Oh, did you forget about fucking King of the Kill, you jackasses?
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't H1Z1 do that shit before PUBG?
Right, exactly. And I mean, they're definitely not the first ones to have come up with all of that. So,
Well, the thing I heard was that Epic did a lot of development for PUBG as they were making it, and that it's possible that there are going to be accusations that basically, like, Bluehole sent them stuff and was like, hey, we have this system, how do we make this work within Unreal? Epic did all the work for them to make it work in Unreal, sent it back, and then quietly tucked it into Fortnite.
right.
Which, if they did that, Epic is super screwed.
Did you guys see the Bethesda tweet today?
Yes.
Yes. Fallout 5.
I
Not
don't.
gonna be Fallout.
Right. I mean, I would love it to be. Unfortunately, Fallout 3 turns 10 this year. So
It's gonna be that.
It's gonna be.
I hope they at least use the Fallout 4 engine and like rework it.
That would be cool. I would play it 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm not playing Gunblivion again.
But thank you, Journeyman Bader. Corpse Mode was called out for outright directly scathing insults. Way to go, Udo.
Yep.
Now we know why.
I used to spend
Corpse Mode was a piece of shit.
literally hours hanging out at Scarlet Monastery, killing only gnomes. Like, if a gnome came through, I would kill the gnome and then leave. And then come back and kill the gnome when he spawned again, to keep him from being able to do the dungeon. Also, on the day that the Burning Crusade dropped, I stayed up for 36 hours, spawn camping the first quest giver in the Draenei starting zone. So that the beginning level Draenei on Stone Mall could not go any further. They literally
I believe that's called griefing.
Oh, it totally was.
I don't know.
They could go out and kill stuff and earn levels, but they could never get their like talents and specializations because they couldn't complete their fucking first quest to get to the quest that lets them talk to their trainer. It was the best. Eventually, the GMs put out a patch and made that guy invincible, so I couldn't kill him over and over again.
Oh, you could kill the NPC, Jesus!
Yeah,
I thought you were just slaughtering lobies.
No, the NPC quest giver that gives them their very first "you crashed on a spaceship, you magic space goat" quest. So, all right, let's go see what Joe's up to, guys. I'm gonna hit the raid button here. Bam.
Oh, God.
All right, once again, Tom, Jacob, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
No problem.
I'll hit you guys up in the future, maybe. You guys interested in coming back?
Hell yeah!
Sure.
Cool. Wes, once again, thank you very much. I understand your busy schedule, but always a pleasure when you do make it.
Dude, I can.
Your unique brand of tomfoolery is definitely appreciated. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining our show, and I'll see you over in the raid. All right, we have raided. I'm going to hit the stop streaming button.